Hi, my name is Melissa Klimowski, and I'm a student nurse from NTC. I am here to talk to you about the Hmong culture, since you will have a new student who's Hmong coming to attend your class here. And I know there's not a lot of Hmong people here in Phillips or rural Wisconsin, so we're just going to talk about that a little bit.
Okay.
Before we do that, I'm going to let everybody know what my book was about.
Okay.
So I read the book The Whispering Cloth. It was about a Hmong refugee and her grandma who lived in a refugee camp. They escaped the Hmong homelands and made it across the Laos border and to safety. And now the little girl is finding her history and sewing or stitching a story cloth called a panau. And so it tells the story about her life and just about what she's done in her short life so far, even though she's experienced a lot of hardships. And it ends with the cloth speaking to her. They would sell their cloths to make money to come to the United States, but her cloth spoke to her and she thought it was her parents speaking to her, so she decided to keep the cloth instead of selling it since it had a sentimental value. So, before we begin, I'm just going to see what you know about the Hmong culture and the people. So if you could just tell me anything you know or would like to know. Or
They usually live, I know I'm from Hmong, so I actually was raised with Hmong families. In my school, I graduated with a bunch of Hmong students, and they usually live together actually in families. Multiple families were living together. I know they're from Laos, and I can't think of anything else, but
that's okay. So we're going to start with a little bit of background, just going a little more into detail. In this brochure here, I put a really good picture about, well, I think it's a good picture about where they're from and the location. So from the southwest mountains of China is kind of where they base it, and then throughout Thailand, Laos, and Vietnam, they just kind of live in all those purple areas there. And so a little bit more about their culture. They are, like you said, they rely on their families a lot. They do like that, their extended families to live with them too, and that's normal. And they started immigrating to the United States in about the mid-1970s. And the language they speak is Hmong Mine. So they don't necessarily speak English. Some of them do. And she might speak English, since a lot of people, Hmong people that are less than 30 are fluent in English. However, her grandma might not, since a lot of people older than 30 don't speak English. So there might be language barriers there that she has to work around. And then some family roles. The mom is usually the more caretaker, stays with the children. The dad is the power in the house and goes out and works. And like I said, the extended family is important. And since her parents are no longer living, the grandma is her sole family. She does have cousins here in the United States, so they'll probably also be a part of her life. So now we're just going to go through this brochure. I just kind of have a background here for you, and then kind of some of their history. A lot of Hmongs live here in Wisconsin and Minnesota, so in this area, and they're starting to be more common and be more abundant, so you might see them more often. So you can look over this later. This is just reading material for you. I have some things that you can do and look for, a lot of their traditions and cultures. So here, if you make assigned seating, sometimes in their culture in the Hmong homeland, they say boys and girls can't sit by each other and talk to each other. So if you make assigned seating charts, maybe you go boys by boys and girls by girls. And they also here, they're kind of
personal space.
Yeah. Okay. They like their personal space, and especially their head is really sacred. So I don't know if you put your hands on.
I usually do,
something.
and I'm usually a very touchy feely teacher.
Yeah. So maybe just be mindful of that also. And a lot of times, if you ask like, do you understand? They'll say yes or okay, but they don't really understand. So you might have to evaluate if they really are comprehending what you're saying.
Right.
All right, so then, yeah, I just have some information there. And then on the back here, I have a Hmong association that is specific to Wisconsin. So if you wanted to call them or write to them about certain questions or something you may have, they could probably answer it better than I could. And I also have some websites here for you that I thought were really good if you wanted to use
Okay,
those.
cool. Good references.
So moving to a different country can definitely be hard on the children and the whole family. So what do you think are some effects that could have on the family or the child?
The child probably would be a little more withdrawn in the classroom,
Mhm.
maybe not as talkative. Like I said, keeping to yourself. I could see them having a hard time engaging with maybe the other students and even with me.
Especially if they don't understand.
Yeah, and like you said, if they don't want to let you know that they don't understand, so we have to watch for those.
Yep. They could probably also have anxiety about coming to the new country in a new classroom, and it's probably going to be totally different because I think the structure is different.
Yeah.
So that might also be something.
And the language barrier probably is going to be
And then I also think that you should be mindful of watching for bullying because they are different. Their skin might be darker. They're not going to look like everyone
We're
else.
not very diverse here in Phillips, so yeah, that could be an issue.
So just if the problems arise, I know you know how to take care of that.
Yep.
So what you can do as the teacher, you can provide extra assistance. So, you know, if you do see that they aren't understanding, just help them out a little more. Maybe if they are having a language barrier, if it's possible to get an interpreter.
Yeah, and I think we have an ESL program too, so English
Okay.
is the same as
Yeah.
second language. Could be used. So
Yeah,
they can meet with
definitely.
that person. So.
And if you take into consideration their culture, so like I said, you know, don't touch them if that's what they don't want. And if you have parent-teacher conferences, it might be more difficult to speak with the grandma because if she doesn't speak English, then she's not going to understand what you're saying.
And that would be a barrier at home too, like helping with schoolwork. And if they're not being exposed to their English language at home, that would be very difficult in the school setting because they're not going to be coming fluent if they're not speaking it all the time. So, sorry.
No, that's okay. This is good.
Okay.
Conversation. And another thing in their culture that they believe is that looking elders in the eyes is disrespectful.
Okay.
So if you do meet with the grandma or, you know, aunts, uncles, or whatever, cousins that are older, just keep that in mind also.
That it's not they're not actually being disrespectful and speaking that.
Yeah, and you also don't necessarily look them in the eyes.
Okay.
And also you can maybe incorporate the Hmong culture into your learning plans. So maybe you could 1 week take, you know, and learn about the Hmong culture for a week. And so the little girl's name is Mai. And so if she feels comfortable sharing stories or talking about her panau, so that's the story cloth that she stitched. If she wants to share that with everyone, then, you know.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Then everyone else would learn about her culture and kind of maybe see where she's coming from and some other things.
Yep.
Okay. So now, do you have any questions?
No, not right now.
Okay, and I have a few questions for you.
Okay.
Just to see if you were listening, see if you retained any information.
All right.
Can you compare similarities and differences between the Hmong culture and your own culture or traditions?
Well, I mean, I still think, well, the differences would be that they're coming, well, obviously from a different country, there's a language barrier, and then also the personal space kind of thing. The similarities, I guess, I mean, we're all humans, so just the aspect I think we all want to learn, that's a similarity between all of us.
And can you tell me about what a panau is?
Is that the story quote?
Yes.
Yeah, the story quote.
Good. Okay. Can you tell me 3 new facts that you learned about the Hmong culture?
Well, I learned that you shouldn't touch them on the head. That actually really stuck with me. What else did I learn? I learned actually what a panau was. I didn't know that's what it was called. I've heard of a story float before, but I didn't know that was called in the Hmong culture. And then putting the boys together, like you're talking about the genders. I didn't know that before, and I've actually taught some students before, and I didn't know that was kind of a thing. So.
It might be more when they get older too, and
Yeah.
it's like more about around the dating times,
Yeah.
or with the set marriages and stuff. It might be more about that time.
But the looking in the eye thing now makes sense because when I student taught and I had some Hmong children, they really didn't a lot of time with them, and then when their parents or their older siblings came in, that was hard. The eye contact really happened. I just thought it was kind of like they were uncomfortable.
And can you list 3 potential problems that might hinder the learning?
The language, not being exposed to the language. They could have anxiety because coming to the school, and then even bullying because they're a different culture. So
That's very good. Yeah. And Addie, I know that you are going to be in Mai's grade, and she's going to be in your class, and I asked you to start drawing panau in your own way. So can you share what you've drawn with us? Good.
You're working at school, so
good.
bed, brushing your teeth, and working at school. That's
Good.
pretty cool.
Good.
Good job.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Melissa.
Yes, you're welcome.